Youngboy is of course the face of Never Broke Again, the NBA collective. He is the label's leading rapper. And this crew's bet on getting behind Youngboy's career would ultimately end up paying off handsomely. And with his crew's support, he would go on to become one of the biggest artists in the entire world. Then there's OG33, NBA's co-founder, who started the group along with Youngboy and Montana.
I started NBA, then Youngboy just was really like the main one who was rapping. I don't really take rapping serious because Youngboy really made me rap.
After 33's mother took Youngboy in as one of her own, they would build a bond as strong as blood brothers.
We got the same mamas, like that.
OG33 is one of 10 children, 5 kids from his mother's side, 5 from his father's side. But he's the oldest of all of them, which has led to him having a mature outlook and a real head on his shoulders, as he's almost had to act like a father figure for Youngboy and his other siblings.
And there's 10 kids altogether, right?
Yeah.
5 from your mom and 5 from your dad.
Yeah. On both sides, I'm close with all my brothers and sisters because I'm the oldest. So it's just
you're almost like a father figure in a way.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of responsibility?
Yeah, for sure. But that's just my role. So it's just, I took on my role.
When Youngboy didn't really want to rap at first, it was 33 that pushed him and made sure that he stuck with it, dedicating his life to elevating Youngboy's career and keeping him on the right path.
I always was the one that always pushed him, cause he didn't really want rap at first, but then once I really found out he was gonna be that, I pushed him even more harder. I was getting a thought, I went back to record companies was doing, I was getting 1,000 CDs printed up, man, I didn't got them 1,000 CDs and really passed them out, just the man of a minute, this, that.
It's 3 who pulls the strings and make the moves behind the scenes, keeping the ship sailing smoothly and ensuring that the NBA collective runs efficiently and profitably. He apparently would manage the business side of things, sometimes writing contracts or putting shows together.
I was more on the business and management, writing contracts and putting shows together for him. When we first started off, I was doing really everything,
And Youngboy apparently even inspired OG3 to start making his own music, because before, 3 was just mainly focused on pushing Youngboy's career.
If it wasn't for YB walking me into the booth, I wouldn't even be in the music because I was just mainly pushing him. It wasn't even about me.
Now, 33 does enjoy rapping, but he's also a self-proclaimed CEO, and business is apparently where his passion lies.
My main focus it wouldn't be a career. I wouldn't choose rap as a career because I am a CEO and I love my position.
But 3 has also gained a cult following of his own from being the head honcho of the NBA crew. And considering the dark reputation that has followed Youngboy over the many deadly years of his career, this has led to many internet fanboys speculating on whether OG3 is the true mastermind behind the violence playing out in Baton Rouge. With many Reddit posts circulating, constantly speculating on how many deaths that 33 might be responsible for, even sometimes referring to him as the Grim Threeper. But it's unclear if that is just straight trolling. Because in reality, OG3 has always tried to look out and take care of Youngboy and keep him on the straight and narrow, acting as the voice of reason in his life.
That's my baby brother. I always look out for him. I always take care of him. But I don't ever expect him to do nothing bad. But he don't do it intentionally. It might be on accident. But I always talk to him and enforce that we shouldn't be doing a lot of things. And he listens. So it's I always was that type of person. I always was that.
Kind of like the voice of reason for when he gets a little hot-headed. You're so that help calm him down. Because he probably listen to you and he ain't trying to listen to a lot of random people.
Yeah, he ain't gonna listen to nobody. If it ain't me.
Then you've got Montana. According to a Billboard article profiling Youngboy, Kyle Montana Clybourne found Youngboy's music early on YouTube, and in the absence of a father figure or any real older male role model in his family, it seems like Montana assumed a kind of father figure role for Youngboy in the early stages of his life and career, giving him guidance on how to survive the gritty streets of North Baton Rouge. In fact, in the song Lonely Child from his October 2019 project AI Youngboy 2, Youngboy admits that he has been missing his father, and as a result, he actually calls Montana his father. Montana would help co-found the Never Broke Again label along with Youngboy and 33, with interviews explaining that in the early days of NBA, Youngboy would be sleeping on an air mattress at Montana's house, at a time when Montana played the role of manager, booking agent, and financier, driving Youngboy all around the South to perform for between $500 and $1,500 a show to build his fan base in the early days. However, there's always been confusion over exactly who Youngboy's manager specifically is, and to be fair, it has changed over the years. For a period of time, Youngboy's manager was a man by the name of Big Dump, sometimes referred to as Youngboy's manager or agent. It was Dump who was there for Youngboy during the most turbulent years of his come-up, but Dump would ultimately end up losing his life in 2018, seemingly as a direct result of the deadly street beef between these two warring Baton Rouge gang sets. but we'll go much deeper into that situation later on in the story. Another person who played a significant role on the management side is someone called Fee Banks, a Louisiana industry legend who had apparently helped Lil Wayne start Young Money and previously managed Kevin Gates. These people are the brains and administrators behind the NBA empire. And then, when it comes to the rapping side, we have a number of NBA members with a much closer proximity to the streets. Now, there's a lot of names that have been affiliated with this crew over the years, and this list is by no means a definitive list of everyone who has had something to do with NBA as a crew, so don't be offended if you got left off. But these are just some of the people who have played a major role in Youngboy's crew and who play a relevant role in today's story. I'm talking about people like NBA Ben 10. This is OG3's younger blood cousin and a day one NBA affiliate. Ben met Youngboy at 3's house, and apparently the two had a fight the first time that they met.
Man, me and 3 first cousins, blood. Like, we used to stay together. His mom and mom used to live together, so that's how I met 3. And B, I met that day at 3 house. I met that. We had a fight the same day, you heard me?
But apparently after this fight, they would share a blunt and become good friends, going on to make money and catch cases together since they were just 12 years old.
We spoke the blunt, you heard me? Yeah, I became part of the NBA the same day, just like that.
How old y'all was like around that time?
I'd say probably finna turn 12 or 12.
Ben has been a key part of the collective since day one, with a huge presence on social media, particularly Instagram, where he would give exclusive insights and snippets into the world of Never Broke Again. 10 still posts regularly on Instagram despite his original account having been taken down, and he's even seen some recent success in his own right as a rapper, with songs such as Pain and Walking Dead amassing over 1 million views each. But he's also a loose cannon, and not somebody to be messed with. He was seen on IG Live with Youngboy, Baby Joe, and other NBA members playing with guns, with Ben 10 letting off shots on IG Live, causing Baby Joe to duck for cover. BBG Baby Joe is another one of Youngboy's cousins, who despite his young age, has lived through a lot, including a bullet to the face.
You know, you guys were on the freeway. I think it was you and 2 friends, and a car opened fire on you guys.
We were leaving Walmart. Everybody went and got some cake and ice cream for my baby for his birthday. And I walk out Walmart, I see this shit. And then we didn't get, I ain't get shot on the interstate. I don't know where people get their information from. I was trying to was at the light, and then it just went like that, you hear me?
Despite facing serious danger in the streets, Baby Joe has been aiming to make a name for himself in the music industry and make himself some legitimate money. His 2018 song, Iraq, has over 5 million views, and as a beloved member of the NBA crew, Joe's name often pops up in Youngboy's songs. And if these lyrics are anything to go by, it seems that Joe's relationship with the streets remains strong. Another key member of the crew is Michi Baby. Well known as Youngboy's raspy-voiced big cousin, he's best known for his early 2000s style song Cutlass, as well as his 2020 track with Youngboy, Talk My, a track which has amassed an impressive 47 million views at the time of recording. Youngboy has talked about hitting licks and doing burglaries with his older cousin Michi on numerous occasions in his lyrics, leading some listeners to think that it was perhaps Michi who had influenced Youngboy's involvement with the streets in his early life. Then of course you have Big B, who picked up a lot of attention for his fire verse on the NBA posse cut, That Gang, which picked up over 5 million views and also featured 3-3 and KD. Big B exhibits a more conventional rapping style compared to some other members of the NBA crew, with less laid-back melodies and catchy hooks, and more hard-hitting bars and punchy refrains delivered with aggressiveness and energy on the mic. There's NBA KD, he's known musically for his versatility and distinct flow, as well as a standout performance on the song That Gang. He also popped up with a verse on the song Extortion with Big B and 3-3, a track which got over 2 million views. His biggest solo track is the 2018 song When I Wake Up, and KD showed a lot of promise and potential in the early years of rap. Unfortunately, his momentum was derailed by a life-changing injury getting shot in 2019. Reportedly, after this incident, KD was confined to a wheelchair. However, there's been a lot of speculation as to whether he was walking again after a period of rehabilitation. Whilst that's not been confirmed, since the incident, he has remained firmly behind the scenes, but is a beloved member of NBA. Another major member of the crew is Herm the Black Sheep. Musically, fans appreciate Herm for his real and authentic lyrics and subject matter rather than his style or flow on the mic. And if the content of his lyrics are to be believed, he is certainly not one to be messed with. In the same vein, there's also Who Gang D, aka Lil D, or Scully. This is another cousin of Youngboy with a serious reputation in the streets and his own budding rap career, with his catchy double-meaning titled song, Can't Go to Sleep, running up 1.6 million views at the time of this writing. Interestingly though, D wasn't even aware that he was Youngboy's cousin when they first became friends, apparently only finding out later through his mother and grandfather.
I didn't know he was my cousin at first.
Oh, really?
See, I was thugging with 3
okay.
at first. And then my mama had texted me, like, when I was with him for a whole month straight, with YB for a month, she had texted me, she was like, she talked to my papa, and he told her that I had a cousin named NBA Youngboy that rap. You get what I'm saying? And she was like, for real? That's crazy, he already be hanging with him.
He's apparently the survivor of a gunshot wound to the neck, with Youngboy having dropped numerous lyrics complimenting D as a reliable shooter, even going as far in the song Bring the Hook to label him a headshot specialist. This is a skill that D himself all but admitted in his Off the Porch interview.
Yeah, how'd you get the nickname Scully?
From this tattoo, I'm just saying like that. The gun, shooting the score.
Yeah.
Scully.
He's got a promising rap career, a likable personality, and big potential to be a star on the mic if he can stay out of trouble. You've also got Lil Pap, Ben 10's little brother and a known shooter for the NBA crew in the streets. Youngboy has mentioned him as being active in the streets in numerous songs, labeling him specifically as somebody who Youngboy can call on for certain favors. And he recently got 5 years for his apparent involvement in the murder of TBG rival rapper G Money, which we will discuss in detail shortly. There's also NBA Chopper Boy, a big man with a big range in his vocals, bringing a great singing voice to the mic that serves to provide a canvas for his dark and menacing lyrics. Then you've got Barber, one of Youngboy's frequently referenced shooters. Like Pap, Barber, or Baba Osama, is mentioned quite a bit in some of Youngboy's most violent songs, with Youngboy even rapping on the track Carter's Son that he calls up Baba to get the guns and go and rob people for him. Now, Baba has a pretty extensive rap sheet demonstrating just how active he was in the streets, and he's currently locked up on murder charges. But these aren't your average murder charges. It's actually been reported that Baba Osama is facing a whopping 9 counts of murder, with some recent posts on social media even suggesting that Baba Osama was actively working as a gang assassin or hitman, engaging in murder for hire for numerous gangs. Now, that's not necessarily everybody that's been involved with Youngboy's NBA crew over the years, but they are the people that we'll be talking about most extensively in today's story. Clearly, Youngboy's NBA crew are a group of young men coming out of some of the most difficult streets that the Deep South has to offer. Clearly, some of these guys aren't afraid to break the law and even kill to protect what's theirs. Whether that's their own lives, the lives of those around them, or the life of their top breadwinner, Youngboy. The NBA crew are truly willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that they indeed never go broke again. However, there's been a lot of confusion over the years, because as well as NBA, there's another group that Youngboy and other NBA members shout out a lot, and that's 4K Trey, or 4KT. It would appear that while Youngboy started his record label in the name NBA, or Never Broke Again, his affiliations to actual gangs in the streets of Baton Rouge goes by another name. Youngboy has dropped numerous lyrics where he claims to be a member of the gang 4K Trey, who sometimes refer to themselves as Slimes. He's also made numerous references to being in America's infamous Blood Gang. Now, slime is a decades-old term that has been associated over the years with Blood Gang members. This term was initially brought to the public's attention by Blood rapper Vado, who released numerous projects that would reference slime, with the usage of the Blood slang slime and slat being popularized in mainstream modern rap music by Atlanta Blood rapper Young Thug, who is currently incarcerated awaiting trial for gang-affiliated charges. Now, this slime ideology essentially sees Blood members identifying under the color green rather than the traditional red bandana that Blood members are known to wear. And as Youngboy got further into the music industry, he would seemingly build close relationships with other rappers who were known to affiliate with the Blood Gang or identified as Slime. People like Birdman, 21 Savage, and Young Thug himself. And as the years went by, Youngboy would increasingly use his lyrics and music videos to shout out his affiliations to 4K Trey, the Blood Gang, or Slimes, even naming his Never Broke Again label compilation album Green Flag Activity, along with him and his crew frequently being seen in public with nothing but slime green bandanas and blue clothing. They would also sometimes refer to each other as fours for 4K Trey. However, for the specific explanation of the gang's name 4K Trey, this has been a mystery that has sparked debate amongst NBA fans for years. One popular theory is that it simply means 4 Kentrell, and that his 4KT gang are killing or shooting specifically for Youngboy, or Kentrell. Another popular theory claims that 4KT actually stands for Forever Killing Them, a more general rallying cry against their ops. Other people think that 4KT actually relates to the names of Youngboy's first children, with the first 4 of their names beginning with K and 1 beginning with T, with this being a more vanilla interpretation of the gang's name, suggesting that 4KT is a way of Youngboy saying that he's essentially doing what he does for his children, whose initials are K and T. Another explanation circulates, suggesting that 4KT actually means for Crazy Trey. This is a reference to Crazy Trey, a young man from Baton Rouge who was gunned down at a party in 2014. He was apparently close friends with one of Youngboy's biggest enemies from Baton Rouge, Fredo Bang, a detail which has led many to suggest that this actually couldn't possibly be the true meaning of 4K Trey, with some outright denying this explanation, suggesting that Youngboy had not even yet associated with Fredo Bang at the time 4KT was founded. There's yet another theory that 4KT actually refers to Youngboy's cousin Boozilla, who was killed in 2016, as his real name was Keandre, with a suggestion that 4K Trey actually was originally 4K Dre, or Keandre, but the Dre over time ended up being changed to Trey. Now look, at this stage, it's unclear exactly what 4K Trey stands for, but in the end, perhaps we aren't supposed to know the real meaning. And the idea that the true origins of this gang that Youngboy supposedly affiliates with being shrouded in secrecy kinda makes perfect sense. After all, Youngboy's artist Quando Rondo would even say in his song Way Up that he actually threw a girl out just for even asking what 4K Trey meant. Clearly it's a secret, and clearly I'm not supposed to know, which means you are definitely not supposed to know. But now you know the city, the gangs, the label, and the people behind the music, let's take a closer look at the story, the incredible ups, the devastating downs, and the lessons to be learned from Youngboy's one-of-a-kind career and life journey. If you found that clip interesting, please hit the like and subscribe button, and if you want to watch the full-length version of this video, check out the documentary on my main channel, Trap Law Ross, and if you want the uncut version of that documentary with 30 minutes of footage I cannot show you on YouTube, then head on over to patreon.com/traplawross, where you can watch all of my best videos completely uncut for just $2. And if you want to keep in touch and get updates on the next documentaries that I'm going to be dropping, make sure you follow me on Instagram at traplawross. Appreciate it. Peace.